We often hear about hedgerow quality, but what about quantity? Teagasc uses Earth observation technologies such as satellites, drones and GIS to map the Irish agri-environment. Stuart Green explains.
One of our main targets over the years has been hedgerows, looking at the extent of hedgerows and the condition of hedgerows. And we can do that using satellites and air photographs to give us a map of hedgerows. And then we can use technologies like laser scanning and drones to get characteristics of individual hedgerows. Over the years we've attempted to map the estate of hedgerows many times, and we've got an estimate of roughly 680,000 kilometres of hedgerow in the country. That's if you have a very broad definition of hedgerow. That's everything sort of woody that grows on a boundary. Trees, hedgerows, broken hedgerows, relic hedgerows and so on. And of course it varies enormously across the country. The counties around the Midlands and the border, they tend to have the highest density of hedgerows, small fields, relatively low intensity. So counties like Cavan would be up at the top of the list in terms of the amount of hedgerows per hectare. And then, maybe surprisingly, it's the counties on the western seaboard that tend to have the lowest percentage. And this is because they've got such wide areas, open upland, that isn't enclosed. And of course counties like Donegal, Galway would have a lot of stone walls rather than hedgerows. The technologies we use to map hedgerows, satellites and aerophotography, they look down from above, so they give us the footprint of the hedgerow, so we can say what the extent is nationally, what the length is. But of course, hedgerows are three-dimensional, so if we want to look at the volume of a hedgerow, its height, its width, its density, we need to use technologies like laser scanning and drones, which can give us that 3D model. And from that we can determine how much biomass is in the hedgerow and then look at things like sequestration of the hedgerow for carbon.